The transmission reached Earth at 0347 hours. Galactic Standard Time. Ambassador Keth of the Varan Republic stood before the Galactic Council's emergency session, his forearms trembling as he delivered the desperate plea that would change the course of interstellar history. The Devourer swarms have consumed 17 systems in the Outer Rim, Keth announced, his voice barely maintaining diplomatic composure. Our combined fleets cannot halt their advance. We estimate 3 standard cycles before they reach the core world. We formally request aid from any species capable of military assistance. The council chamber fell silent. The Devourer swarms were legend made manifest, laves of biomechanical entities that consumed entire star systems, leaving nothing but cosmic dust in their wake. They had appeared from dark space without warning, their origin unknown, their appetite infinite. Elder Nox of the Crystalline Confederacy spoke first. Our analysis suggests the swarm's number in the millions. No single species possesses sufficient military strength to, respectfully, interrupted Captain Rex Dawson of the Terran Colonial Authority, rising from the human delegation's modest corner seat. The chamber's attention shifted to the young, human officer, many species, regarding him with the mixture of curiosity and dismissal typically reserved for newer galactic members. The Terran Federation accepts your request for aid, Rex continued, his words carrying across the vast chamber with unexpected authority. We will dispatch our response fleet within 6 standard hours. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. Vorans had requested aid from the galaxy's major powers, the 1,000-year-old Confederacy, the mighty hegemony, the ancient collective. The humans had only achieved interstellar travel 3 centuries ago and controlled barely 40 systems along the galactic fringe. Captain Dawson, Elder Nox's crystalline form pulsed with what might have been amusement. While we appreciate Terra's enthusiasm, this crisis requires substantial military assets. Perhaps your species might contribute supply ships or medical support. Rex smiled, and something in that expression made the chamber's environmental systems seem to hum with tension. Elder Nox, with respect, you may wish to review our recent operational records. The truth was that most galactic species had never bothered studying human military doctrine. They saw humanity's small territory, modest population, and recent arrival on the interstellar stage. They failed to understand what 3 centuries of expansion had taught the human race about warfare in the void. 6 hours later, reality shifted near the contested rim sector. Space folded, twisted, and gave birth to something the galaxy had never witnessed. The human response fleet emerged from hyperspace not as scattered ships arriving piecemeal, but as a perfectly coordinated armada that defied conventional understanding. Of logistics and scale, Admiral Jane Park stood on the bridge of the UES Indomitable, a flagship of what Terra had designated Fleet Omega. Around her vessel, space stretched in every direction, filled with the geometric precision of human military engineering. 5,000 warships hung in perfect formation, from nimble destroyers to massive dreadnoughts whose weapons could crack planets. Admiral reported Commander Tom Blake from the tactical station. Long-range sensors confirmed Devourer positions. 17 distinct swarm clusters, approximately 2 million individual entities. They're advancing on the Varan homeworld. Admiral Park nodded, studying the holographic display that showed the enemy formations. The Devourer swarms move like living things, flowing between star systems with organic grace. Each individual entity was the size of a frigate, armed with weapons that could strip a planet's atmosphere in hours. Signal, the fleet, Park ordered. Battle stations. Deploy the Prometheus formation. What happened next entered galactic legend. The human fleet divided into 17 precise battle groups, each one moving with coordination that seemed to defy physics. They had studied the Devourer swarms for exactly 6 hours, analyzing every available record, and had formulated a response that leveraged humanity's greatest military asset, their absolute refusal to accept defeat. The first engagement occurred at the Kelrin system. Swarm Cluster Designation Alpha 7 was consuming the 4th planet when Human Battle Group Tango dropped out of hyperspace. The Devourers immediately swarmed toward the new arrivals, expecting another feast. Instead, they encountered something. Unprecedented. The human ships fought like a single organism, their weapons fire coordinated to millisecond precision. When the Devourers adapted to their tactics, the humans adapted faster. When the swarms tried to overwhelm through numbers, the humans revealed why they had brought 5,000 ships instead of 500. The Battle of Kelrin lasted for hours. When it ended, Swarm Cluster Alpha 7 had been completely destroyed. Its individual units scattered across the system as glittering debris. Human casualties: 0 ships lost, minimal damage to 17 vessels. News of the victory spread through galactic communication networks faster than light itself, and the impossible had occurred. A species barely 3 centuries old had achieved what the combined might of the galaxy's ancient powers had failed to accomplish. But Admiral Park was not finished. Over the next 72 hours, Fleet Omega engaged and destroyed every remaining Devourer swarm cluster. The ancient threat that had consumed 17 star systems and threatened galactic civilization was eliminated with methodical precision. The final battle occurred at the edge of dark space, where the Devourer's origin point had been identified. Instead of a homeworld or construction facility, the humans discovered something else entirely: a derelict automated factory ship. Millions of years old, programmed to consume and replicate until its creators returned. Admiral Park authorized the deployment of a single antimatter torpedo. The ancient factory ship, source of the Devourer nightmare, vanished in a flash of pure energy. When Fleet Omega returned to the galactic core, they found a transformed political landscape. The Galactic Council had called an emergency session, not to address the crisis, but to formally acknowledge what had become obvious to every species in the galaxy. Ambassador Keth of the Varan Republic delivered the prepared statement. The Galactic Council formally recognizes the Terran Federation as a major power, with all rights and responsibilities therein. Furthermore, we extend gratitude for services rendered in defense of galactic civilization. Admiral Park stood before the assembled council, representing not just humanity, but a new understanding of what the species could accomplish when pushed to action. The humans had sent a legendary fleet not because they possessed superior technology or ancient wisdom, but because they possessed something more valuable: the absolute determination to protect those who asked for their help. The Terran Federation accepts these responsibilities, Admiral Park replied, and we want the galaxy to understand something important. When you call for aid, we answer. You face extinction, we respond. That is what it means to be human. The chamber erupted in acknowledgement from 1,000 species. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not as conquerors or merchants, but as guardians. The legendary fleet had returned home, but the legend itself would endure forever.